Tacoma or at least looking to move into the area, you're going to want to stay tuned for this video. My name's Alex, I'm a local realtor here in Tacoma, Washington, and today we're going to cover everything that you need to know if you're planning on moving to Tacoma, Washington. Now, if you need help navigating the city or even getting started on moving over to this direction, please reach out. I am a real estate professional here in the area. My number is 253-250-7520, and let's get you started. Without further ado, we're going to talk about location, home prices, things to do in Tacoma, what it's close to, and everything you can imagine about living here in Tacoma, Washington. For starters, Tacoma is located in Pierce County, Washington, and it is roughly 45 to 50 minutes away from the major city of Seattle, and it takes second place as the second biggest city in Washington State. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with the area, Seattle is incredibly expensive. The average home price is $770,000, whereas down in Tacoma, the average home price is only $470,000. So for just a little bit less than an hour away from the major city of Seattle, you get almost half the price when it comes to purchasing a home. The nice thing about Tacoma is it doesn't just stop there. Now, when it comes to your everyday living expenses, living in Tacoma, Washington is about 14% cheaper than Seattle, Washington on niche.com. Tacoma's most known for its amazing waterfront. It's got a ton of areas to explore the water here. On top of that, we have a bunch of amazing museums and a bunch of cultural scenery that you can explore. And with that cultural scene here in Tacoma, you're going to run into a ton of great and amazing tasting food. Now, we mentioned that the home price in general is a lot cheaper than living up in Seattle, but I'd like to dive a little bit deeper into it. Now, if you are expecting to move into this area and you want to know what some houses look like for the price you're going to pay, we're going to explore a $450,000 option, a $550,000 option, and a $700,000 option. Now, up on the screen, as you see, for $450,000, this is your cookie cutter house. You're looking at a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, nicely built home. Great starter home for anyone moving into the area. Now, moving up to that next level of $550,000, you can expect something a little bit nicer, roughly 2,000 to 2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. It's a great bigger home option if you're looking in this direction. Now, if you take another step up to that $700,000 mark, you can find yourself something very nice here in Tacoma. Whereas if you go up to Seattle, the only thing you're really going to find for that price is a townhome. So if you're moving here for work and you're trying to determine whether you should move and live up in Seattle and Tacoma, check out my video on living in Seattle, but living down in Tacoma is much more affordable. Now, I do want to note the crime levels in Tacoma. With the affordability down here, it does come with a catch. Now, it's very important that you work with a professional when you're finding your home here, as there are some neighborhoods that are not nearly the best for you to move into. There's good Tacoma and there's rough Tacoma. And you can still find affordable options in the good neighborhoods here, but you also don't want to get away with finding a spot that is a great price, but it might not be the best area. Niche.com reported that the crime rate in Tacoma, Washington is about 18% higher than the state average. Tacoma was founded in 1911, and with that comes a ton of rich history. I mean, if you drive into downtown Tacoma and explore, all these buildings are built in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So it has a super cool feel of just like a retro vibe, and not only that, but you're near the water. So on a sunny day, you can take your kids down there, enjoy some ice cream. There's an area called Point Ruston, one of the better spots in Tacoma, and not only is it a great place to raise your family, but also just to enjoy if you want to take your kids and do something. Speaking of kids, Tacoma has some of the best colleges around. They have University of Puget Sound, Pacific Lutheran College, and you also have TCC down in the area. The city is home to several parks. You have Point Defiance Zoo, which is a huge hit here in Washington State, and on top of that, you also have Candlelight Park to enjoy. If you travel down Tacoma and head up north again, you'll run into the Gig Harbor Bridge, which is super fun to enjoy. Take a walk, enjoy the sunshine, and if you haven't already been here in the summers, Washington State is hard to beat when it comes to summertime. Now, it's important to note that if you are traveling from and to Tacoma often for work, you're gonna run into traffic. Now, I-5 from the morning to the late afternoon when people are coming home from work is horrible. And I don't want you to miss that moving here, but it is a huge con of living down here and commuting to work. For example, if you lived up in Seattle. However, if you worked in Tacoma, you wanted to live in Tacoma, you'd never really have any issues, so keep that in mind. Now, to combat the traffic that is bad here in Tacoma, we do have a pretty good public transportation system. Not only buses, but we have a light rail being built, and if you don't know what it is, it's basically a train, super fast one that goes all the way from Tacoma up to Linwood, which is like almost an hour and a half north. That is estimated to be completed at the end of 2025, and that'll be a very good way to travel to and from work and not pay the Seattle price of living. So all in all, Tacoma's a great place to live. It's a lot more affordable. You just have to pick the right place to live. And if you are moving here, again, I would absolutely love to help you guys out. My name's Alex Bradshaw. I'm a realtor based out of the Tacoma, Washington area. And if there's anything that I can do to help you guys with your move, or even you just had questions about what city you should move to, reach out at 253-250-7520, or my information's down below. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thanks again for watching. Take care.